What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Logisticalstyles coming at you with another video, and today we are in the lab, and as you can see today I have my Denon LC6000 hooked up along with the Rain 70 and a Reloop 7000 MK2 with phase. And the reason I have it set up like this today is because I'm really trying to give this device another chance to win me over. Truth be told, I've had this device since March, and I was really excited when I got it, and I did a video about, all the pros that it would bring into my workflow and how it would really help me. But so far, to be honest, I have barely used this thing outside of the house. I've maybe taken it on 1 or 2 gigs, if that many, but all the work I've done with it has been testing it here in the house. And the reason I haven't tested it or bought it out the house that often is because it has one major flaw that is really stopping me from using it as much, and that is the actual platter itself. It's not the size that's anything wrong with it, it's the texture of it. The texture is really, it's very smooth. It's almost too slippery, and it really does not emulate scratching like you would get from a turntable with phase or a turntable with just regular control vinyl, or even the feel I get from my Rev 1. That feels more natural and a little bit more like scratching than it does on here. And I'm not sure what it is. It may be because the marker on the platter doesn't always exactly line up to what I'm expecting to feel when I'm holding it, even though there is a visual marker here, and you can see that it stays pretty tight. And I will say, when using it with Serato, it is the most natural feel versus using it with Algorithm DJ Pro. I've had some discrepancies with the way it feels. It's not, messing up my workflow, but it's not enhancing it. I'll say that much when I use it with DJ Pro. I do find I get the best experience when I use it with Serato. And so what I'm really doing today and really all through the next week in between gigs is really just trying to get to know this device a little bit more, because it really is a pretty fun controller, especially when you pair it with your mixer of your choice. In my case, it's the Rain 70. I really like the Rain 70. I like the way it's laid out. I love the buttons, the feel of it, the paddles. Everything just feels like it's perfectly laid out, and it gives me the most enjoyment when I'm using, when I'm DJing, whether I'm DJing with Serato or with DJ Pro. I really like using the Rain 70. Now, the Denon LC6000 has some really great features, one of it being occasionally you can get it to show the artwork on the display. Unfortunately, that's about all it does show. It'll show you the logo of whatever program you're using. So if I had DJ Pro connected or loaded up on my computer, you would see the DJ Pro logo. Or if I had Rekordbox, I think it would do the same thing. But in this case, I have Serato, and it's showing the Serato logo. Now that's pretty cool, but the artwork I thought would be a little bit better, but it turns out that this screen isn't that much of it's not a high resolution screen. So when it does show the artwork, it's not really anything to write home about. It's just there. I wish it would show you more information like what you get on the screen in Serato. I wish it gave you like your BPM and your time remaining, or even the key, but BPM at least and time remaining. I think those would be the better options to show on the or a better way to make use of the on-screen display. I mean, I do appreciate it, because the reason I wanted to step up from the Rev 1 anyway was because the Rev 1 didn't have, or does not have, a screen or any kind of jog rail indicator. So I was really hoping to get a Rev 5, but that was just taking too long to ship. And that's when I experimented with the Reloop Mixon 8 and videos about how poorly that experience went. So that's what got me here to the LC6000. Now, what I do like about this 6000 is the fact that it's very lightweight. You can hold it with one hand, no problem. It is USB powered. If you're using one deck, you can plug it into your hub on your Rain 70 or even your Pioneer mixers. But if you have two of them, then you'd probably have to either use a powered hub or just use the power brick that came with it, because the Rain 70 supposedly does not have enough juice to handle both of them. But for my case, it's just what I need because I would just be using it with one deck and instant doubles. And I've done this with the Rain 12s before and there was no problem. So I'm very used to working with instant doubles and one deck. So that was something that I was really looking forward to. Another thing I really like about this controller is the fact that it has a full size pitch fader. Like this thing is just as long as the pitch fader on my turntables. So I definitely like that. It's smooth, very easy to push back and forth. I like that you have the ability, you do have a full-size jog wheel. I will say that. I do like this size jog wheel versus what's on the Rev 1 or what was on the Mixon 8. Those are a little too small for me, but I make do with them, when I have to use them. But I wanted something bigger. 12 inches is a little too big, but this platter right here, this platter mimics close to what I'm doing right here with a 10-inch scratch record, so control record. So I'm comfortable with the size. It's just the texture of the platter itself. Like there is some kind of groove, like I guess from the way it's made, like there are some kind of slight, very small grooves in it, but it doesn't grip the same way the grooves on a piece of vinyl grip, or even the platter on a regular Pioneer CDJ. Those grip really well, and I've used those for scratching and heavy mixing with no problem. This device is really good. I've noticed for if you just want to mix, beat mix, or you don't do a lot of scratching or queuing up in the headphones, then you won't have a problem. But if you do a lot of scratching, I think you're going to have an issue with this, and that's what I've been having. Other than that, all the other features are really, great additions to what I already get from my Rain 70. I love that you have another set of cue pads right here, so I do have the option, even though I do prefer to use the cue pads built in on the mixer itself. I like these right here. They're right here by the fader. They're right above where my hands are going to be. But sometimes my hands do end up over here, and it is easier for me to hit one of these cue pads to trigger a cue point. And sometimes it is nice to be able to hit the start-stop button right here on the controller. So there are plenty of good things about this device. It's just that when it comes down to it, it's about you as a DJ or me as a DJ and what makes me feel comfortable when I'm using the gear. I don't want to be uncomfortable because it kind of comes out in your performance. When you're most comfortable, you have the most or the best performance, in my opinion. For me, I'm most comfortable with my Rain 70 mixer and a pair of decks. I was hoping I would be able to lose some weight of the turntable by going with the Denon controller, but I don't think it's really working out. I've actually posted this on eBay. It's listed for sale if anybody is looking for it. But the thing is, I don't feel like Denon really got behind these. Like it got to a point where they were literally giving them away for free with the purchase of a 70 or a 72 mixer. And that kind of shows to me that there wasn't a high demand for it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be giving it away for free. But I think it was a great idea. I think it works great for some people. I'm not going to be disappointed if I'm not able to sell it on eBay. I'll just, hold on to it. And maybe the right gig will come along where it makes sense for me to carry this along with my mixer. But for now, I'm back to using either my Pioneer Rev 1 or turntables and the mixer. So eventually, maybe I will get a chance to, use a little bit more, but I'm going to spend this week really, trying to use it a lot so I can, find out, make a finite or a final decision, whether I want to keep it or just really mark it down to get rid of it. But yeah, I just felt like I've talked so highly about it when I first got it, and I guess I owed kind of an explanation as to why you don't see me using it. And it's not that I don't have it anymore as of right now. It's just that I found I'm more comfortable using my turntables, and I'm more comfortable using phase. And this is a nice backup, but it's not my primary. You know, I'm gonna make some mixes with it because I do like mixing with it. If you're a mixing type DJ and you don't care about cutting or scratching or doing too much fancy, you know, jog wheel work, then this would work for you. So I'm not gonna call it a bad product. It's just not the product for me. So I'll be working on some more videos, doing some more reviews. I might go a little bit more in depth in this. It's not a whole lot you really can get into it with. I mean, it does everything it's supposed to do. I do love the controls that you have for navigating your library. This knob right here is really very convenient. I actually prefer this knob over the knobs that are built in on the 70 mixer. But, you know, it's just, maybe I'll change my workflow a little bit so that I will actually use it a little bit more. But for now, I think I'm just going to keep it in the house, maybe for making some mixes, and then keep my decks for maybe going outside or doing gigs with. But anyway, just keep on the lookout for more videos. I'm going to try to put a lot more content. I always say that, but you know how life is. You get busy, you slow down, you know. So I'm going to try to be at least somewhat consistent with the videos. But hopefully you like what you see. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.